So I know a bunch of y'all was expecting me to just make this video on Russ, but I'm not. I'm here to talk about the flaws of the Lakers this year and what I expect to see for the mid-season, starting off in general with Anthony Davis, because at this point in time, Anthony Davis to me has been the most injury-prone player for this year and maybe for next year, including the year after that. He may be the Dwight Howard now, because in general, Anthony Davis has not been healthy, and LeBron James at this point in time looked like he's been carrying the whole LA franchise, and by himself in fact. And this is not a shit thread or shit at any of the Lakers rest of the team, but the game against Memphis, which this video is being recorded to if any other time this comes out, literally there was a bunch of stuff going on, and LeBron pretty much had 35 points where the rest of the Lakers either had 16 to 13 or 6 points to 5 to 0. So yeah, let's look at the facts. And I just want to say real quick, because I am going to get into some topics here. Shout out to WoodTube, because he not only gave me the idea to make this video, but dropped some interesting facts, and I'm leaving a link to his video in the comments down below. So make sure y'all go check it out too, because Anthony Davis was confirmed to play the position of center this year, and I was actually hyped for it. I said this could actually work. LeBron playing forward, Carmelo playing forward, AD playing center, Russ, Malik playing guards. This could actually work, but instead that didn't happen. And last season, in fact, the 36 games Anthony Davis played, he averaged 28 points. And this season, he's playing better with averaging 20, playing on 27 games, which you can more say for the consistency of the team has been better. And I can't lie and say it hasn't been, because he's been the most injury-prone player for 2.5 years straight, and maybe for a third year, in fact. And I don't mean this as any shame to AD, but how Giannis has played this year, how Joel Embiid has played, how Nikola Jokic have played consistently, even though they've had injuries, is not helping anything for Anthony Davis, who yet hasn't switched to the position of playing center. I think, in fact, that they play a position that can actually help the Lakers more than kill them, because in fact, it's a stronger thing, because no team in the league has a top center like AD if he's playing that position. But if you look at the rankings, which I checked this right now, he's number 1 for most injury prone. That's official. It's really official at that point in time. He's most, and I don't blame him, because from Phoenix to right now, Anthony Davis has been the most injury prone player, and it's no way getting around it. And let's go into Russ, because a lot of people have questions on him, and if you look at him from consistent standpoints, statistics, he's been playing great. But the 4 games he's played, he's averaged 19.3 points and isn't having the bad season from, if you look at statistically. But the Lakers' record odds isn't looking good, and his numbers either haven't looked good consistently. That may have been my main problem with Russ, being his numbers aren't the best at the start of a season. And usually when Russ starts to get on fire is when he's in a mid-season time. That's when Russ really turns into that mid-season player, in fact. And I don't know if it's going to happen this year, because Russ is at the age of 37, and I'm going to go with that, because I want you around, because it's going to be a big point for the video. In fact, playing on 40 games, he's been not the best player or even a top 5 point guard this year, in fact, and that's in general. And last year he was at least a top 5, and now he's went from that. And I mean, I expected the Lakers not to get out to the biggest start, because they had 3 MVP caliber players on the team. You have Anthony Davis, who in 2018, I believe, or 2017, was on the MVP level with Giannis and James Harden. And Russell Westbrook, who won the MVP in 2016, in fact. So, from my land point right here, the Lakers have a lot more to handle than any big 3 in the NBA, because they have 3 MVP players on one team at the point in time, like they did back in 2013, in fact. So when I'm going by is how the Lakers have been utterly performing. And let's talk about Carmelo Anthony, because he hasn't got the heat that Russ has gotten, or Anthony Davis. Carmelo Anthony at the start of the season was looking like a big win for the Lakers, but has now turned into a big kind of dip for the Lakers, because he's not been that player that they signed. Yeah, he's been spot up and all that stuff, but his numbers aren't backing up from consistency wise. Statistics don't matter if you aren't consistently putting up those numbers on a night per basis. And for the facts, he is not doing that. Now, let me keep in mind, he's playing the exact same games as Russ, but just on a lesser minutes, and also is at the age of 37, and he's putting up these numbers. yes, he's playing 27 minutes per game, but at least should be at least dropping at least close to 16 points. And in fact, the number of games that LeBron and AD have played, he should at least been at least averaging at least close to 16 points a game, I think. But in fact, Carmelo has not. In fact, even when LeBron or AD isn't playing, his numbers have been bare minimum. And this is a fact. Like, I don't know about Melo anymore, but he's a great player. In fact, I believe he is a Hall of Famer without or with a ring. My problem has been, in fact, this year has been that his consistency, with not that much pressure on him, nobody's talked about him the way they should be. Like, he deserves a little bit of some hate too for the consistency he's played after Anthony Davis went down. Like, it should be brought to the attention how he's been playing this season wise. And Russ, in general, is putting up better numbers. Yes, he's playing on larger minutes, but should that mean that Carmelo should at least be able to put up some decent numbers on 27 minutes, which is close enough to 30 minutes per game? And he's also playing the forward position because, well, in fact, LeBron's playing center right now. So his numbers should not be as bad as they look. And for an all-time all-star player, his numbers should not be this bad, but have been recently. So this isn't recency bias kicking in because I love Carmelo from the Knicks, from Nuggets, but he's not been that same player since the Knicks era. And really, I don't know if Carmelo's ever going to get back to that point in time where he was at. Like, I expected him at least to be a great six man. Now, not much to say on Malik Monk because he was wrong just to be that, 3-point shooter, the player who can get open, can get the 3-point shots. And when Anthony Davis again went down against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which was a very big deal, it actually has not hurt the Lakers, but it has hurt him more. I believe from a fact standpoint. The Lakers are actually starting to get better, but in fact, my fact standpoints have been that LeBron has been playing great. But the fact standpoint for me is that Anthony Davis being out more has led more of him going to have to come back and learn the new role he's going to play on. With the team already learning their roles, Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook are going to have to try to work out their roles again, and this isn't going to help mid-season. They should at least be below 500, which is not good, or above 500 after mid-season break, which I expect because any LeBron team takes at least 1 year for them to get good. From the Cavs in 2016, it took them 1 year to get good, and of course the Miami Heat took them 1 year to get good. So, I mean, we all thought the Iron Man streak of LeBron was over, but in fact that has not been over by the standards. And we gotta look at this point, like LeBron's at the age of 37, and let's just say this: LeBron has played 28 games, lesser than Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony. And let me just look at the numbers in general. At the same age as them, he's playing lesser games than them. This is what he's doing: 28 points, 7 points per game on 28 games basis, while he's at the age of 37. He's LeBron, we get it, but Russ and Carmelo have some explaining to do on why their number basis, with him only playing and AD only playing 27 to 28 games, have not been the same. And this isn't a hate video on the Lakers. I'm just stating facts on the Lakers themselves. Like, the Lakers this year aren't the biggest disappointment. I expect them to get good during mid-season. I expect them to actually be a 5th to 4th seed or even the 3rd seed. But right now, at this point, they have a lot of stuff they're going to have to figure out. And the question going to be if they can really figure these problems out before or after this mid-season break. Because when the playoffs come around, we already know what happened last year. We thought they were going to actually be able to make it to a finals run, and injuries got in the way, and play style got in the way. So we're going to have to figure out really what the Lakers are going to stand at this point in time. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you think the Lakers themselves, in fact, will be able to actually make the playoffs or even a play-in tournament and make it out? Because I can actually see them making it to a finals run or even the conference finals, how they're built right now. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you guys think that the Lakers again will actually make it even into the playoffs? So this is the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Splash NBA Guy signing out.